Another one there with no lights. There's one with no lights and a UMV with no lights. Another one with no lights. There with no lights. One on the pavement. Oh, he's got a phone on from the yard. There's one with no lights there. There's one with no lights on. What an idiot. And we've got another couple of ninjas. One with an engine and one without. Another idiot with no lights on. One with no lights. Another one with no lights there. And another one with no lights. And one with no lights, and he's jumped the lights. And there's one with no lights on the pavement. On a stolen hire bike. Another one with no lights on. Another one with no lights. And there's one with no lights. One with no lights. Another one there with no lights. No lights, no lights. No lights and jump in the lights. No lights and jump in the lights. Another one with no lights. Oh yeah, there's another one with no lights. Look. And there's one on the pavement with no lights on and too busy playing with his phone to pay attention to what he's doing. Next one with no lights. And there's one with no lights. And there's one with no lights on right on the pavement. There's one with no lights on the pavement. Another one with no lights on the pavement. Another one with no lights. A couple with no lights on. And another one with no lights on. The UMV with no lights. Jumping the lights on the pavement. No lights on. Jumping the lights on the pavement. Another one there with no lights. Another one with no lights.